Welcome to the Daily. It's Wednesday, July 6th with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Seguini. 4 games tonight, so let's get right to it. New York hosting Toronto FC, 8 p.m. tonight on TSN in Canada and the Direct Kick package in the U.S. The Red Bulls happy to be getting some players back. We're expecting Thierry Henry to play, Luke Rogers coming back, Jan Gunnar Solly should be able to play in this match. Good news for Hans Backe. He's also, of course, dealing with a goalkeeper controversy, I guess you could call it. His goalkeepers, Bouna Kandul and Greg Sutton, have not been playing well lately. Who's going to start? And the other thing to think about here is they're kind of lame ducks because they've already come out and said that they're looking for another goalkeeper in the transfer window.
Regardless of those issues in goal, though, the Red Bulls, they want 3 points out of this game. They want 6 points out of this homestand they have, including the weekend game. But be careful here. You have a Toronto FC team full of confidence. So much of this game is about confidence. They're coming off a magical week. 2 DP signings, 3 points in the league against Vancouver, and then the Canadian Championship. And they're playing well. You saw Julian de Guzman with a great game in that Canadian Championship. So this is a team on the rise.
All right, well, another team on the rise in the Eastern Conference is Sporting Kansas City. They are undefeated in their last 8 games, 4-0-4, and now they get to play 10 of 11 at home. It starts with this game tonight against the Colorado Rapids, 8:30 on the Direct Kick package.
And they'll face no tougher opponent at forward than what Colorado is going to present at Livestrong Sporting Park. And that is the duo of Connor Casey, Omar Cummings, reunited after Casey had to sit out due to suspension in the last match. And that central duo in defense, Aurelien Collin and Matt Beasler, will really face a huge test.
All right, we're moving to the West Coast for a couple more games. Vancouver hosting the Columbus Crew. Remember, the Columbus Crew up there in the Eastern Conference, but Vancouver hoping to get some points at home. They want to get Eric Hasley back into the lineup. Hopefully he has some magic in him because they're going to be playing without Davide Cumiento, still returning from a hamstring injury.
And with Cumiento out, huge opportunity for Columbus. Goalkeeper William Hesmer says, #1 in the East, not far-fetched for this team. So if that's true, they have to go on the road against the last-place team in the league and get 3 points. Now, Columbus, they'll have absences. Andy Iro out, Emmanuel Ekpo out due to suspension, but they should be able to go on the road and get 3 points if they really aspire to the top spot.
All right, well, 2 other teams in the Western Conference matching up tonight in LA. That's Chivas USA hosting San Jose. And it's an interesting matchup because Chivas USA, remember, went into San Jose and won in their last matchup. These 2 teams who are towards the bottom of the Western Conference trying to get back up into the playoff mix. And remember, at the end of the season, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. So Chivas getting a win or a draw here puts them in good favor if they're matched up against San Jose.
And Chivas USA, it's a great opportunity against San Jose because the Earthquakes will be missing one of their key central defenders. Jason Hernandez will be there. Bobby Burling will not after receiving a red card against the Red Bulls. Now, Aiko Para, he's injured. He would normally be the natural fill-in there, but they're going to have to go with either midfielder Brad Ring or right back Chris Leach. So that's an area of weakness that you know Chivas USA is going to be targeting.
All right, and look for Nick Labraca to continue his hot play against them and hopefully be able to lead Chivas to a victory there. One more thing I want to mention, also involving the Home Depot Center, the U.S. national team announced 2 friendlies coming up in September. Costa Rica in LA at the Home Depot Center, and then they're going to travel all the way to Belgium to take on an interesting opponent that U.S. fans have not seen much of.
2 great opponents, I think, for the U.S. national team. But the first thing that comes to mind on the surface is, why are they doing so much traveling? So the European players, if they call on many Europeans, will have to travel all the way to the West Coast only to go back east all the way to Europe. You know, you'd think, why wouldn't they schedule the Costa Rica game somewhere on the East Coast?
All right, well, questions, I guess, raised by Mr. Simon Borg. Extra Time Radio yesterday, despite not having Simon, we had a great show. Taylor Twellman sat in for him on that podcast. You can get it on iTunes or Buzzsprout. We had Dwayne De Rosario, Jason Kreis, and CJ Sapong on, so it's a huge show. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back on The Daily tomorrow.